How's it going, everybody? This is Nate coming at you. I am in the process of replacing the 3 camshaft position sensors that are located on my 2015 Nissan Armada. These 3 sensors are present on the 5.6 liter V8, which is running with the Nissan Platinum trim options and the Nismo off-road trim packages as well on both the Armada and the Titan. My particular vehicle is the 2015 Nissan Armada with the Platinum trim, and this is our full-time family hauler slash go-getter. Now, the camshaft position sensors, they're pretty unique. There are 3 of these little guys running on this particular engine platform. These are a unique little sensor. It feeds information back to the engine control unit. This will throw a service code that will confuse the tar out of anybody who's not familiar with working on engines, and it'll frustrate people who do work on engines for a living. These little buggers are a pain. The nice thing, though, is particularly with the 5.6 liter V8 with Nissan, they relocated the position of these sensors so that they're a lot easier to get to. You'll have to forgive any the noises going on. I got some other work going on here at the house, but let me show you where these sensors are located. I've already done one, but here's my engine bay. All right, air intake. Best way to get to these is what you're going to want to do is remove your engine cover. That's the plastic molding that comes up here. It's simply cosmetic is all it is. If your preference is to not even put it back on, you don't have to. But definitely recommended to access all the wiring and everything. You want to remove the cover for the air filter. That way you can remove the hose and then tuck the hose itself out of the way. I simply loosen the hose clamp here and then loosen this hose clamp right here. And what this allows me to do after I remove the 2 lines coming off the sensor box here, just loosen up these 2 clamps, pair of pliers, pinch them shut, pinch them open, release the tension on these, pull the hoses off, and then once you do that, you can literally that just swivels straight up and out of the way, and that'll give you full access. Just as another hint, this is also a great tip when you're having to replace the serpentine belt. Your first camshaft position sensor, this is the passenger side of the vehicle. It's this little guy right here, 10 mil bolt to pull that off. Moving over to the driver's side, you've got position sensor 3 and then position sensor 4. Now this one down here is your main sensor. Sorry, not position sensor 4, forgive me. So it's sensor 1, sensor 2, sensor 3. So 1, 2, passenger side, 3. The driver's side gets 1 and 3. Simple retaining wire harness right here. Depress the tab, slide it right off, comes off. 10 mil bolt, 10 mil bolt down here, and then 10 mil bolt on the passenger side. To remove the engine cowling, if you've not done it before, these 2 bolts are going to be 8 mil or 9 mil, or here we go. So these are the 2 bolts for the cosmetic cowling. Those guys are actually 5/16. It's a weird setup. I found the 5/16 to work better. So once you pop these off, these just pull straight out. There's what I'm guessing is going to be the bugger that threw the airs at me. With these guys, with this one anyway, you've got a safety clip in place on the harness, which is giving me a bit of a problem, so I'll hit you back when I get that off. All right, so I got it off. That thing was a bit of a pain. Did not want to cooperate, did not like to play nice with me. But here's the sensor. Here's the plug for it. You've got to depress the safety all the way in, and then you got to play with it pretty. This thing's on there pretty stiff. It did not want to cooperate at all. But we got that. I finally got that bugger off. Now, when you're putting the new one in, these do come with O-rings, and so you are going to want to lubricate these, given the fact that these sensors are in the block. You'll want to use the same motor oil that you put in for your oil changes. For the V6, for the 5.6 V8, you're running with 530, 5W30. I strongly recommend when you're doing your oil changes that you stick with a full synthetic. Something along the lines of like the Mobile one, or Rotella, or Valvoline. Your more expensive brands are going to give you better overall performance. Let me see if I can get that adjusted for you guys. That way you can see what's going on. I'll feed that in temporarily. That way I can come back and modify my makeshift camera mount. There we go. Now I've got that repositioned. I think we're good to go to put that in. So when you're installing the new sensor, to make sure it seats, you're going to want to walk it in a twisting motion. And it should seat flush. There we go. That's in there. Now, you're going to want to check it. As you can see here, there we go. Now, if you can see, right back here, there's the hole in the block back behind, and what you'll do is you want to bring it up until it's even. You know you're there. When that finger tightens, just like that. Beautiful. So you want to do finger tight there. And that guy's done. Now let's bring you back up. And you will have a look at our final sensor. Two down, one to go. Very good. Tuck that out of the way. Now, the guys at the auto parts store were Well, there went that.